We're here at CIO Day 2019, and you always meet interesting people, and of course my favorite subject is blockchain and what's really happening. And Joost Volker, you're the blockchain lead at Oracle, and we talked last year in this beautiful Beurs van Bijlage about real practical things which are happening in blockchain. 1 year later, where are we with blockchain at Oracle and at your clients?
Well, I think it's probably, as you mentioned, 1 year ago we talked about probably 2 use cases, which I believe were kind of opening the conversations about blockchain as a methodology to onboard, to collaborate much better, to do more secure things. 1 year later, we actually tripled the number of live projects, and actually we've moved from, probably would say, early adopters to the early majority. So we're talking now with companies like Volvo, General Electric, Everledger, who now have really adopted it and use it as a technology to do their business better.
Well, Everledger, we all know, they already have 20% of the diamonds. Basically, they get a profile stored on the blockchain, so you can have the identity, a passport of diamonds on the blockchain. And what are other companies? Where are they using blockchain for? So, for example, Volvo, interesting name, Chinese company. What are they doing with blockchain? I mean, China declare blockchain a strategic technology. They think it's just as important as AI. And Xi is doing a 1.5 hour talk. Imagine Mark Rutte talking 1.5 hour about blockchain. What is Volvo as a Chinese company doing with blockchain?
I think the point you make is about the Chinese and Russians. So let me point it as well. You will see a lot of Chinese and Russians. It's very simple. They say the internet is of the Americans. Blockchain is going to be ours. So I think that's what they understood as well. This is going to be the new platform for collaboration. So Volvo Cars, Chinese company, Geely, they have discovered they're using cobalt for their accumulators. There's not enough cobalt to be mined to supply the rest of the world. So they said, well, straight away we're starting with recycling. But recycling, again, you all know is it going to be sustainable? There's no child labor involved. So they want to create a closed loop between Chinese recyclers and then the producers, bringing this into Volvo to exclude themselves from the next Dieselgate.
So interesting, because the Belt and Road Initiative, basically, which are 63 countries and 40% of the gross national product, all integrated, and blockchain is also an integral part of the thinking of getting data from one producer to the other. And basically, you're working on a project for that.
Exactly, and it's starting. It's starting in automotive. It will include manufacturing. Probably more automotive will join. The key thing is it's not blockchain that delivers the complete solution, but it delivers the additional value that people trust each other across these countries, and that they can actually secure themselves certain, which are even liability, but also secure some sustainability in the way they do business. And actually, the Volvo team we're working with, they called sustainable sourcing. And
sustainable sourcing is, of course, one of the most important things. And then if you want to have recycling, you basically get it at the source, and basically blockchain is used as a logging tool to make sure that data is never changed and easily. And hey, but you're Oracle, right? You are the guys of the database. You think that the database is the most trusted thing in the world. Why does somebody like Oracle do anything with blockchain? I asked that last year too.
Exactly, and I think the answer is going to be still the same, although maybe it's a bit more extent. But I would say blockchain is actually about exchanging data. It's about understanding data. It's also about creating new data, and it's very much beyond the boundaries of the typical enterprise or government.
Yeah, it is basically to get all these different parties to work together, and it's also not about storage of data. It's only access of data and verifying that fingerprint is really there, because you don't store anything on the blockchain. It's a hopeless database.
Exactly. Well, actually, there's a database, but I would say it's more about security around storage. Yeah. That's the thing. So it brings together a few things which are in the DNA of Oracle. Why is Oracle in there? Very simple. It's all about data. It's all about companies working together. So I think that makes sense. Actually, Oracle has also looked into how can we apply technologies in the database. So in some cases where we might say, oh, blockchain is a solution. So now maybe you still, for example, escrow, you might still need a database, but apply some of these security features in the database to make it more tamper-proof.
Just like Google, they say we have the features of blockchain, that you immutable data records. We put that into the database. Once you write it here, nobody in the whole world can. I can imagine that Oracle has the same feature.
Exactly same feature, but I think that's where you separate the properties of the blockchain, the technical properties as such, versus the value chain of a blockchain. blockchain, which is actually the collaboration or the easy onboarding, and as well, I would say the leveling, the playing field. You know, I would say blockchain probably is kind of a I call it egalitarian technology. It makes it easy for a small company in China to work with a large company in Europe and become a trusted and big company globally. So it levels the playing field for that, which also, I think that's another point from last year. Actually, we have a lot of customers we didn't touch before as Oracle. A lot of customers in the midsize market, and this one, Straight of Origin, is behind it with olive oil. They did not work with Oracle, and they said, well, now we can have access to the technology that has actually started with enterprise.
Interesting. Yeah. So I mean, Oracle is embrace and enhance, and basically take it into your ecosystem, right? So I can imagine that you say, okay, we have the blockchain features in our system, or you can work with blockchains. I mean, or other blockchains, more public blockchains, or more specially for IoT or something. How is your what is your strategy now? Do you have a toolbox already built into the Oracle database?
Well, that's one option. So that's one option, but actually there's an option more or less when the blockchain is not the right fit. If you take when blockchain is right with a distributed fit, then we have the platform to either build, connect yourself, or partners who build a solution on top of it. And we're offering now specific supply chain, specific applications for specific use cases. So I think we have a three.
Embrace and enhance, give the customer all the options you want. Okay, 1 year later, according to Gartner, we're at the bottom of the hype cycle, so it's like the delusion. On the other hand, you have a whole lot of extremely practical solutions coming from sustainable sourcing, but also from in the security area, working together. There's a lot of practical things coming. What's going to happen with blockchain in the next 5 years?
I think in the next 5 years, we'll see is blockchain becoming the new platform for developing a set of applications. First of all, not all, but a set of applications. Then it's going to move to blockchain as an infrastructure. And finally, it's going to be, I would say, it's going to be a label as powered by blockchain. Or enabled by blockchain. So I think that's so.
It's a security. If powered by blockchain, you know for sure that this basically is real information. It's real there. The tracking and tracing of
which of course people would argue. Well, of course, if you put garbage in, there's going to be garbage out. But that's a different thing. But I'm going to be, I believe, 20-30% of the transactions will somewhere be run on a blockchain or be powered by a blockchain system. So overall, after mainstream, after server. Client server, blockchain, probably fourth generation of another platform that you can do business on. I think that's what's going to happen.
Joost, we'll see each other next year. Or maybe we'll see each other on June the 30th, because that's when the next blockchain conference will be in NS headquarters, and we'll talk about some real practical applications. See you there. Thank you.